Abby, I get the sense that there is something you're not telling me right now.
Oh, Beatrice, hello. It's nice to hear from you too. You think I'm hiding something from you? Well, nothing really comes to mind, but...
Don't you lie to me, young lady. I am your mother-in-law. Honestly, I really cannot believe you. You do know that you do not even earn that much money, right? And yet you're living such a lavish lifestyle. It's really quite shameful.
Excuse me? You think that I'm spending too much money on myself? I'm trying to think about any big purchases I might have made on myself recently, but nothing's really coming to mind. I guess if I really had to stretch out the meaning of what living lavishly means, then yesterday at lunch with the usual meal I pick up for myself at the store, they'd run out, so I picked out one next to it that cost about $1 more, but is that it?
You know very well that that is not what I'm talking about.
I'm afraid that I really do not know what you're talking about. Would you mind telling me what exactly you're so concerned about?
I see. So that is the way you're gonna be, is it? You are just gonna continue to act so smug and arrogant about all your spending without telling me, your mother-in-law, about it. Honestly, do you think that is any way to treat someone? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I seriously do not have a single clue or idea about what you could possibly be talking about right now. I'm being completely honest when I say I have no idea what you could be referring to.
Whatever. I have had enough of this little charade. Let's just cut straight to the point. Because I know all about what you've been hiding, despite your futile efforts to try and keep it away from me. The only reason I'm even bothering to bring it up with you was to see if you would admit it or continue on with your lying.
Are you reading a word I'm saying to you right now? I literally have no clue what you're talking about, and I'm not hiding anything.
Wow, you know, I was not expecting much from you, and yet you still managed to find a way to let me down. Well, fine. If that's the way you're gonna be, then I understand. I'll be taking my leave now.
Beatrice, hello? I promise that I'm telling you the truth.
Hi, Mom. It's been a little while since we last talked. How have you been? How are things going for you?
Oh, Gabriel, what a pleasant surprise. Yes, your dad and I have been doing just fine as always. No big changes here. I assume that you and Melissa are still getting along with each other, yes?
Yeah, we are. No problems that I can really think of. Thank you for asking.
And the honeymoon is so soon, is it not? Soon you two are going to be busy. Not only a husband and wife, but with work too.
Well, yeah, you are right about that. The two of us are probably going to enter quite a busy period in our lives from now on. But thankfully, we'll also have each other to rely on. But I also just do really want to thank you and say that I'm really grateful that I know how to take care of a house and do the housework properly thanks to what you taught me. And you and Dad both just really instilled in me that the key to maintaining a good home when everyone is busy with a job is to split the housework amongst ourselves. I just wanted you to know that I really took that to heart, and I'm grateful for all that I've learned from you two.
Oh, that is just such a sweet thing to say. Thank you so much. I'm just glad that you found it helpful in your adult life.
Yo, and one more thing. I actually had something I wanted to ask you, if that's alright.
Well, of course. What is it?
Well, you remember that I mentioned earlier to you that Melissa and I had planned to have a holiday honeymoon, right?
Of course. Melissa told me on the phone earlier. We'll definitely miss having you here, but a honeymoon is definitely more important.
Well, the two of us were talking and think that we might cut things a little short and spend the holidays with you and Dad before we go.
Oh, really? That would be so wonderful! And when were you thinking of coming?
Well, we were actually hoping it would be alright if the two of us stayed with you from the 24th until New Year's, and then afterwards we would go on our trip.
Yes, of course that would be fine. We'd love to have you here. But are you sure that Melissa's okay with spending the holidays with us and not on the honeymoon or with her family?
Well, the thing about her parents is that every year around this time they go on a fancy trip, so they wouldn't even be home then.
Oh, I see. Well, that makes sense. In that case, yes, you two are both more than welcome to come spend the holidays here. We'll be more than happy to have you. I'll even make my traditional sopapilas, just like Abuelita used to make.
Oh, wow, Mom, that would be absolutely incredible. I can't remember the last time I had your cooking, and you know how much I love them. And of course, we will both be more than happy to help out in the kitchen while we're there.
Oh, Mijo, that would be so sweet of you two to help out. But are you sure you'll not be exhausted after your honeymoon? I'll just be happy to have the company here. You do not need to worry about doing any kind of work while you're here.
Well, the truth is that it was Melissa's idea. I think she wanted to learn a bit about cooking from you since I talk you up so much.
Oh, well, the both of you are just too sweet.
No, honestly, I'm just really grateful that you and Melissa get along so well. It means a lot to me, you know?
Oh, what do you mean? Why wouldn't we get along? She's a lovely girl.
Well, it's just that, well, you know how Abuelita can be, right? I think she really kind of likes tormenting Melissa in the same way that she likes to try and mess with you.
Mio, come on. You know that you should not be talking about your abuelita that way.
Mom, that is really nice of you to say, but we all see it happening. I know that you are just trying to keep the peace in the family, but I don't think that we should pretend like there aren't issues.
Don't you think it is possible that this is her way of showing her love for us, though? You know how much she cares about you. I'm sure she's just trying to make sure that her grandson is well taken care of at home. Besides, I really do not think she'd ever overstep her boundaries and try to do something to harm your relationship.
Okay, Mom, well, I really hope that you're right. The last thing I want is for this to turn into some kind of huge, ugly affair between all of us. Okay then, once I finish my work on the 29th, we'll head straight for your place. I can't wait to see you, Mom. Te quiero mucho.
Sí, Mio. I'll be waiting for you here. Take your time, can't wait to see you.
Gabby, are you there? I have some things that I need to discuss with you.
Oh, hello again, Beatrice. Happy New Year. I hope you had a fun time celebrating.
Here we go again. You're really gonna go on pretending as if you're not hiding anything from me again? I thought we would have put this behind us by now.
Sorry, what are you talking about? Oh, do you mean the conversation we had the other day? Is that what this is about? You are right. I really was hoping that whole thing would have been behind us by now.
Actually, I think you should know that I've just arrived at your place and have let myself inside.
Oh, really? You came all the way to greet us for the holidays? If you told me that you were coming, we would have gone to pick you up. You didn't have to go through all that trouble.
Yes, at first I thought about doing just that, but then I realized that I did not need to, and so I did not bother telling you.
Oh, well, okay then. Was there something that you needed from us or something you wanted to do?
I am just messaging to let you know that I took the plane ticket from your bag that was sitting in the foyer.
The plane ticket? I'm afraid I do not know what you mean.
I know that you're about to take a little trip, weren't you? That's why I went through your bag sitting by the front door and rummaged around in it until I found your plane ticket. Now I'm going to be taking the trip for you instead.
You rifled through my things without asking me first? That's really not okay to do.
Well, it's too late now. I'm already at the airport.
Wait, no, you can't use that ticket. It is no good. Don't try it.
Too late. I'm already turning off my phone. Bon voyage!
Mio, are you missing your plane ticket? Have you seen it recently?
Oh, hi, Mom. Actually, it's funny that you should mention that because I actually can't find my ticket. I was searching through my bag this morning just to make sure that I had everything ready for our trip, and it was there. But when I got to the airport and looked in the place I had last seen it, it was gone. But hold on a second. How did you know that it was gone?
Because the person that took your ticket out of your bag was your grandmother.
What? Abuelita took my ticket? What are you talking about?
Apparently she came by this morning and you had placed both your bags by there last night to get ready for your trip, didn't you? I have no idea what the crazy woman was thinking, but apparently she'd made it up in her head that she was going to take the trip instead of you two. So she went through your bag until she found your ticket, took it out, and left. She told me she was going to get on the plane soon and then said she was going to turn her phone off.
What? Are you serious? That is insane. Why would she do something like that?
But what I do not understand is that I swear the front door was locked. I think she might have found the spare key that we gave to your abuelita a while ago, but I'm sorry that I never noticed her come in.
What? No, Mom, none of this is your fault. How could you even predict that she would do something like this? I mean, honestly, what could she have possibly even been thinking? It just doesn't make any sense.
I really have no clue. I do know that this was directed at me, not you, though. She didn't want me to take a trip for some reason. But it's not like I told her I was planning anything or that I had any intention to go anywhere. I really have no idea what she was thinking.
Wow, this is all so crazy. But you know, sometimes she just gets so wrapped up in whatever she thinks is going on, and typically her delusions involve blaming you as the bad guy. I really think that might be what happened here, don't you?
But then, what should we do, Mio? Was the only thing she took your plane ticket. You're sure nothing else is missing?
Yes, or at least I'm pretty sure that is the only thing that I noticed was missing.
Well, if things are okay where you two are staying, then I suppose it would be possible to do the same trip by car. But given traffic and how long it would take, I really do not think I could recommend that to you in good faith.
I see. Well, thank you anyways. I guess I might just give up on that then.
What? You mean you aren't gonna go?
Well, it is like you said. If we can't really go by car, then there's not much of a choice, right? Besides, Melissa gets really bad car sickness if we're on the road for too long. And even if it is a relatively drivable distance, given the traffic and all the going and stopping, it may as well be like a cross-country trip. I really don't think it would be a good idea to go by car. I mean, that is the whole reason why we're going by plane in the first place.
Right, no, that makes total sense.
Besides, it was not just you who didn't notice what she had done. Melissa and I totally missed it as well. I guess I should just go ahead and call the hotel where we're staying to cancel our reservations. Of course, this close to the date we were supposed to be staying there's gonna be a hefty cancellation fee. Kind of a downer to spend a honeymoon, though.
Oh, pobrecito, I'm so sorry this happened.
It's okay, it can't really be helped at this stage, but I guess we'll just head back to your place if that's okay.
Yes, of course it is. I'll be here when you get home, do not worry.
Gabby, I just got back from your trip. What a wonderful way to spend the holidays. It was simply amazing. Anyways, I've just landed and I'm at the airport now, so hurry and come pick me up.
Beatrice, it seems that you really enjoyed your trip, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I had the most wonderful time. It was so amazing. And it was all thanks to your frivolous spending that I was able to go and enjoy myself completely for free. Of course, I did not know where you were planning on staying, so I had to figure that much out myself. But of course, I had to do my duty as the matriarch of the family of punishing you for your needless wasting of money. I suppose I should thank you for giving me a chance to do just that.
I see. Well, I'm glad you feel so proud of yourself. Although I should let you know that the trip you took was not something I planned for myself at all.
Excuse me. I do not understand what you mean.
I'm saying that even now you still do not even realize what you've done, do you?
Honestly, what on earth are you talking about? You're not making any sense.
Have you forgotten about your grandson and what he'd planned for the holidays?
Stop prattling about and just get to the point. I still don't know what you're trying to say. Are you talking about Gabriel? What about him? Did something happen?
Yes, something did happen to him, in fact. The plane ticket that you stole was meant for him and Melissa.
What? What do you mean? They weren't yours?
They'd planned to use those tickets to go on their honeymoon, but they couldn't go on their trip.
What do you mean they were going to use it to go on their honeymoon?
I know for a fact that this has already been explained to you multiple times now, but you just never listen to anything anybody says to you, do you?
Hey, you can't talk to me like that. What are you going on about? Explain it to me now. They got married months ago. What honeymoon are you talking about? Are you telling me they're only going on it now?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. They were both so busy with work that the timing for them both to get off the time off only worked out around the holidays.
So then, that means that the other day when I overheard you on the phone.
What are you talking about?
While I was at your house, I heard you talking with someone on the phone by the front door about the trip. Something about a holiday trip not being a bad idea, as if you were looking forward to it yourself. So you see, I knew all along that you were trying to plan this trip for yourself in secret, and yet you're still trying to hide it. And put the blame on your son and his wife no less. Shame on you! How could you do such a thing?
The person who I was talking on the phone with that day was Melissa, I'll have you know.
What? But kids these days don't like to talk on the phone. Why were you talking and not messaging?
We had a lot to talk about, and it actually takes a long time to talk about important things over text, just so you know. So I asked her to call me, and that is when she told me all about her and Gabe's plans for the honeymoon. Then she asked me what plans we had for the holidays, and I told her that we were just going to stay at home and watch the countdown. But that sometimes we also like to go traveling, and that was when I said what you overheard.
Well then, how about you try to explain to me why the tickets were kept so carefully hidden, huh?
Excuse me? Are you telling me that Gabriel putting the tickets in his bag was carefully hidden?
Yes, no one would normally go through someone's luggage, so it's a perfect place to hide tickets. I was only doing my duty as your mother-in-law to make sure that you weren't spending money where you should not be. And then I saw the plane tickets that you bought. If that is not proof that you're lying and you were planning a trip, then I don't know what is.
Are you out of your mind? Yes, no one would normally go through someone's luggage. You're not acting normally.
What? And you think you can talk to me like that?
Of course I do. And do you know why their bags were in my place in the first place? It's because they have to share their cramped apartment with a delusional woman who will take whatever is theirs that she wants. So of course, if that person knew that such nice plane tickets were sitting there ripe for the stealing, they'd have to kiss their honeymoon goodbye. That's why they came here in the first place. But fat lot of good it did him.
That is why they were at your place?
Yes, of course it is. But if you do not believe, how about you try going to Gabriel and Melissa themselves and asking them for the truth? I'm positive that they will give you the same answer that I have here.
So then, you mean it is all true?
By the way, Beatrice, I'm curious. Who are you with right now?
What? What do you mean, who am I with? What kind of question is that?
Well, when you texted me asking to go and pick you up from the airport, I texted your husband to confirm that you were telling the truth.
You texted Gary?
That's right. It appears that you were seen arm in arm with some guy who looked familiar hanging around the airport lobby.
Hold on just a minute. I asked you to come and pick me up at the airport.
Well, but we're at my uncle's condo right now, actually.
You are what? Why are you there?
That's right. We're all here, the whole family minus you, and we're all having a great time. Until now.
What is going on? What is the meaning of this?
Well, after the married couple lost their chance to enjoy their honeymoon together, we took pity on them and reached out to my uncle. He said that he had a nice condo available and invited us out there to see him. It was a sudden chance that none of us were really expecting, but we packed our bags, headed out, and are gonna be here until tomorrow.
No, you're kidding me. This can't be.
What is the matter now, Beatrice?
So Gary knows then. It's all over now. What am I gonna do?
Oh, really? Actually, I think that he knew you were cheating on him for quite some time now. He's just been collecting evidence to use against you.
Wait, you mean he's known all this time?
Honestly, I cannot believe you. Not only did you completely ruin your own grandson's honeymoon, but you did it all so that you could have an all-expenses-paid trip with your secret lover? How can you live with yourself? How does that make you feel?
But I didn't know.
Anyways, I'm sure you'll be hearing from Gabriel soon about paying him back for the tickets you stole, as well as the cancellation fee he had to pay for his hotel reservations. Now they'll not be able to take their honeymoon until sometime this summer. I suggest paying them what you owe before then.
Wait, no, you can't be serious. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, then I suppose the only other option is to get the police involved and bring this up in court, don't you think? Anyways, I don't like getting so upset this soon after the holiday, so I'll be going now. The person who Beatrice was cheating with was another man who lived nearby in the same neighborhood. They were both caught by Beatrice's husband. The man's wife and her lawyer were also waiting. The two of them promptly served divorce papers. After Beatrice's own divorce, she thought she would find some pity by coming to my house, but I quickly made her get off my property. She told us that her ex-husband had cut off communication with her, but we didn't care. Next, she tried Gabriel and Melissa's, but when Melissa saw her coming, she flew into a rage and scared Beatrice off. She had no other choice but to go back to her empty, lonely house and eventually reach out to her siblings. Now she lives in a cramped little corner of her brother's house while she earns a meager living as she tries to pay off the money she owes. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Maya, I've got a business update for you. This time it's about your biggest client. They've terminated their contract with you. What? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What do I mean? This is all because of your incompetence. That was our company's biggest account. Do you plan on taking responsibility for this? I'm really sorry, Miss Howard. I've been handling that account myself this whole time. They've never once told me there was a problem or mentioned any sort of issue before. They've done nothing but say how happy they are that things are going well with us. So why would they up and terminate our contract like that? About that, I'm going to be nice and not tell you the reason they did it. What? If you don't tell me why, I won't know what I did wrong. And if they wanted to terminate their contract with us, why did they contact you instead of me? I'm the one who's been dealing with them this whole time. That's not the point. You're overthinking it. They don't trust you. That's why they called me. Huh? I don't know what else you want me to tell you. They're a big client. If you don't pay attention to the little details with an account like that, what do you think is going to happen? Look, I didn't want to tell you, but maybe it's best if you know. It's because you've got that strange sickness. Strange sickness? What was it? Bowel cancer? No, it's called ulcerative colitis. Yeah, that. You should have been taking better care of yourself. My medical problem has nothing to do with me not taking good care of myself. It's hereditary. It runs in my family. And anyway, don't you think we're getting off topic here? What does my sickness have to do with me losing that client? Because you're defective and therefore they don't trust our company. What? You're not reliable. Your condition could flare up at any minute and you could miss an important meeting or something. They think it's too risky for them to do business with you. If that's really how they feel, then why don't they just sign with someone else in my department? Why would they quit working with our company altogether? I don't know, but there's nothing we can do about it now. They've already said they're terminating their contract with us. There's no point in trying to change their mind now. This is all your fault, don't you think? If my sickness is really the cause of all of this, I'm terribly sorry. I guess I shouldn't have mentioned anything about my personal life to them. Hey, this isn't an issue that can be solved with a simple apology. You need to understand how this is going to impact the company as a whole. And you're going to have to take responsibility for this. Okay. It's not okay. What are you going to do about it? I'll recover from this. I'll make it up to the company. I'll work even harder than before, and I'll get us some great accounts. That's not what I mean. I want you to understand what kind of burden this sickness of yours is putting on our company. I need you to keep your mouth shut about this, too, and be very careful about what you do from now on. Otherwise, you're going to be demoted all the way down to break room cleaning staff. If you don't want that to happen, your only other option will be trying to sleep with this boss. You're completely useless. Oh, so now you're not even reading my messages? You're just going to ignore me, huh? You screw up at work, and now you're going to start ignoring your manager? If you think that's the way to get ahead in this company, you really are stupid, aren't you? How about you just make it easy for us all and quit? Good morning, Miss Howard. I'm at work right now, so I can't answer the phone. Do you need something? Shouldn't you already be at work right now? What's going on? Hey! Quit screwing around with me. Why did you get the owner of this company involved in this? Whatever could you mean? Don't play dumb with me. On my way into the office today, the owner was standing outside waiting for me. He told me never to step foot in his building again. He was pissed. Oh, yeah. The owner is known for his passion regarding his company, isn't he? That's probably how he managed to build it up to the level it's at today. I don't care about that. I want to know what you did that led to this. What did you do? I didn't do anything. I just went to that client's office first thing in the morning to apologize. Huh? If I was really the reason they didn't want to work with us anymore, it would only make sense that I go there, apologize, and try to get them to rethink their decision and maybe go with another member from our office to handle their account. That account didn't just mean a lot to me. It meant a lot to the growth of our entire company. Huh? You went and spoke to the client directly? Yeah. I almost got down on my knees and begged the receptionist to let me meet with the client. But luckily, before it went that far, the person in charge came out to meet with me. He explained the entire situation to me. Ms. Howard, he told me you were trying to steal the account away from me. Mr. Dumont said you waited outside their office building for him, and you basically forced him to have dinner with you. He said you did nothing but badmouth me the entire time and talk about how much better you were at your job than I was. Aren't you embarrassed to stoop that low? Even worse than that, he said that after dinner, you tried to get him to go to a hotel with you. I don't know if he had had enough of you already or if the thought of doing that with you disgusted him, but he said he never went with you to the hotel. He said he just wanted you to leave him alone. So he started telling you that he'd terminate the contract he had with me and sign with you later instead. But he told me that he never planned on actually doing it. And even after you told me he really hadn't. He wanted to pin the whole loss of the account on me, and then swoop in and save the day by getting them to sign with you a few days later. To say you're horrible would be an understatement. I told your boss everything you had done, and the client confirmed it when he called to verify my story. But it sounds like that news has made its way all the way up to the owner already, huh? You went too far this time. I won't let you get away with this. I'll make you regret what you did to me. You'd better get ready. Oh, do whatever you want. Just don't cause any more trouble for our company, okay? You should be happy the only thing they did to you was fire you. Maya, it's been a while. Are you free to talk right now? I have some news for you. What is it? I just wanted to tell you. I got married. Oh, is that it? Congrats. I've never been happier in my life. I caused so much trouble for you before, so I just thought you'd want to know. And I really wanted to apologize to you too. Oh. If you're talking about that account, don't worry about it. No, not that. That's not what I wanted to apologize about. I wanted to apologize for stealing your fiancé. My fiancé? What do you mean, my fiancé? Who are you talking about? I don't have a fiancé. I mean, I'm already married. I have a husband. Huh? What? Huh? No. Is this some kind of joke? No, I'm not joking about anything. I'm married. I have a husband. That means I don't have a fiancé. Oh! So what you're saying is your fiancé already called you and told you he's not gonna marry you, right? That's why you're just saying you're married, right? Because if you admit that he dumped you, you'll just break down and start crying, huh? I think you're mistaking me with someone else. I'm not mistaking anything. The other day, when I got fired from work, I was sitting outside the office on a bench crying, and this handsome guy came up and started talking to me. He asked me what was wrong. And why do you think that guy is my fiancé? Because he told me he was. He said he came to drop off something his fiancé had forgotten, but he couldn't just ignore such a beautiful woman crying outside alone. So he took me to a coffee shop and we started talking. That's how I found out he was your fiancé. He said I was so beautiful and that he had never felt this way about another woman before. After that, things started moving so fast. We spent the entire day together, and then we even spent the night together. That's when we started talking about getting married. Sounds like a scam to me. Huh? A marriage scam. What? No way. What are you talking about? He's not trying to get a green card or anything. He's American. Miss Howard, I think you were so caught up in trying to get revenge on me that it clouded your judgment. It's a marriage scam. I don't mean he's trying to get citizenship. I mean he's trying to steal money from you. He probably told you he needed money to get the wedding ready really quickly, right? And that he'd pay you back everything later, right? Well, yeah, but weddings cost money. That's not a lie. And he said he didn't want to elope, so we're having a small ceremony. Even a small wedding would cost a decent amount of money. He'd have to rent a hall and a tux and lots of things, right? I don't think you're ever gonna see that money again. My friend told me about this kind of scam. Handsome men target desperate women, either through dating apps or chats. In this case, crying women on the street. These guys can make thousands of dollars in just one day if they find a woman desperate and gullible enough. And it sounds like this guy did. No. You're just upset that I stole your fiancé and you're trying to scare me. Just admit it. I won and you lost. I told you, I'm married. My husband is with me right now. How could you not know I'm married? We worked in the same department for a while. Do you want me to send you a picture of my husband? Or do you want to talk to him? Like I said, he's right here. Quit screwing around with me. None of this is possible. How could you have a husband with your medical condition? Who would marry you? Well, for starters, I've known my husband since high school. We were friends long before I was diagnosed with this. In fact, he proposed to me after we found out I was sick. He said he didn't care if I was sick. He just wanted to be with me. So we got married. And what does my sickness have to do with not being able to get married? And if you didn't think anyone would marry me because of my sickness, why did you believe that guy who scammed you was my fiancé? A fiancé is a person who's going to marry you, isn't it? Wait, you're right. That's... Huh? So, that guy wasn't really your fiancé? That's what I've been telling you from the start. Oh my God! I just called him. I can't get through to him. What should I do? That's too bad, huh? Why are you acting like this isn't a big deal? This is your fault. I'm holding you responsible for this. Huh? You tried to steal that account from me at work, and you failed. Then you tried to steal a fake fiancé from me, and that backfired on you too. Explain to me how I'm responsible for any of this? Don't get smart with me! Give me my $5,000 back! You gave him that much? I'm not giving you a cent. You keep talking about responsibility. How about you take responsibility for your own actions for a change? Okay, I get it. I'll apologize. I apologize for everything I've done to you so far. So please, just give me my money back. Okay? I got fired from my job, and that guy took everything I had saved up. I've got nothing. Well, you could always try moving back in with your parents. Then maybe try looking for another job. Whatever you decide to do, I don't feel that I have any reason to help you. Don't say something like that! Maya, please! It's okay. I think I know of one thing you can do. From what I hear about you, you're probably really good at it too. You can try sleeping with the boss. After that, for a short while, Miss Howard would wait outside the office building for me to show up. And when I did, she would just yell at me and say terrible things. But as soon as the owner heard about what she was doing, he knew something like this would look bad for his business. So, he called the police and threatened to charge her with everything from trespassing to disturbing the peace. When the police came, she still refused to leave, thinking she had every right to be there. Then, when they placed the cuffs on her, she knew she had screwed up yet again. She immediately stopped talking and just started crying her eyes out. After that, she became remarkably cooperative with the police. I think even now, she's still waiting for the perfect time to get her revenge on me. I even heard that she tried applying for a job at our rival company's office. It doesn't look like she's learned anything from any of this. It won't matter for much longer anyway. Last month, I found out I was pregnant. After talking to my husband about it for a while, I think I'm going to be resigning soon, so I can stay home and raise my child. So I really don't care if Miss Howard gets that job with our rival company or not. I've got a good feeling that our paths will never cross again. Thanks for watching! If you like this video, please press the like button. See you next time!